Hello everyone, and welcome back to Fleet Plays Transport Fever 2 Race to the North. It's now the latter half of the 1870s, and here we are with some more of our stock. We've replaced the double-headed singles with 060 tender engines, because I feel like, well, it's that level of working on the main line that you can you need that level of horsepower to really make it work. But, and this is a big but, we're now coming in to replace some of our secondary lines. And the first thing to do is to look at our secondary lines like this, which are worked by these other 222s. Which I think the LSBCR 222s are okay. They're not terrible. Yeah, 60 mile an hour. Not that expensive to run. If we compare it to, say, if we do a comparison, if they cost slightly less to run, I think for slightly longer secondary lines like this, you probably want the 060s to come in and take over. But then again, that line's not that busy. That is getting a bit busy, actually. The line through King's Lynn. Yeah, that is getting a bit busy. Actually, wow, okay, never mind. He's summited that grade pretty well. Yeah, no kidding. Fair play to him, you know. Okay. So where are we putting the 060s then? Oh, I know where we're putting the 060s. I know exactly where we're putting the 060s. 1 second. Where are you? They're going to work the branch trains. Because that's what they're there for. Yes. There we go. Nope, that's the 1860s ones. I want this. Thank you. Third class brake, and a brake luggage van for 24 capacity. Because I believe that's about the maximum we carry, yeah. And I believe you are... That gives us more speed. Which is good. Running out into the Peak District. And providing connections to the main line. Working that service, anything else would be too quick. But I think for that connection to the main line, yeah, I think having an 060 tank engine with a... You know, if my brain would work, that would be nice. That would be very nice to have a functional brain that worked and put sentences together. But isn't that what we all want? There we go. And now this train will work between the main station and the dockside. Where it connects with the trains along the coast. Very nice indeed. Okay, so that's the suburban line along the coast, still worked by 062s. Sorry, 042s. Which is not surprising. How are we doing up north? Let's have a look. So I phased in Stroudley Terriers, didn't I, to work the suburban traffic up here. So how nippy they are at accelerating. I'm not doing too badly, actually. In fact, the line's not actually... Okay, it hasn't come close to breaking even yet. But as passenger demand increases, I bet you it will at some point. Oh, and I almost forgot about the Northern Run. Yeah, the Northern Run into Scotland. The train for Aberdeen. So we've got a slightly bigger... bigger tank engine that's slightly better at the job. There we go. And literally all we need is the capability to carry about literally that many people. And then that's all we need. And the suburban services get better. Well, that's the way of it. Yeah, putting the 060s on was definitely the right call. With even just a single one of them, they're actually capable of reaching and holding line speed with these long, heavy passenger trains to the north. Which is very good. Because, well, it doesn't quite bring London and Edinburgh within... That's the end goal, to move people from London to Edinburgh by train with one stop. We got the junction staying in Alnwick, and here comes the northbound express. Having just made the fast run from Thirsk. There you are. Not bad at all. Right, carry on. If I remember correctly, we just unfucked this part of the network. Yeah, we had done. We've got the trains arriving from the south now. Oh, that's right, I was also keeping watch on the southern part of the network because I wanted to keep an eye on it and make sure that the trains were running as they were supposed to be. I'm just keeping an eye out for a returning empty working. Okay, there's one. Yeah, so you should be going then. You should be going. You should pass him halfway up, basically. Okay, he's out of there. That's good. There we go. Logs are arriving now. This is good. Excellent. The traffic is pretty big. It should be. It's very heavy log traffic. Okay, so the trains from... Okay, yeah, so you need to be completely reworked. That's fine. If you're not functioning as you should be. If you're not functioning as you should be at all. In fact, you need to be much longer than you are, actually. At least doubled in length. At least. So there we go. Give me another 060. And give me... Wrong one. There we go. Give me at least 200-ish capacity. Go. No. That'll do. In theory, that should now work. That's the train that carries the machine goods to Gainsborough. Over the main line. And then, of course, the last stronghold of the old GWR 04060s. Their last stomping ground is the plastics train. Wow, Lower Newark is really serving as a junction for all of this stuff. Good lord. Really is. There he goes. Love it. Okay, steel production has dropped slightly. That's okay. We just had to unblock everything. Now that we have done that, we now need to keep the trains moving. Traffic must be kept moving now, today, as quickly as it can be made to move. We can't have things being jammed up for no bloody reason, unfortunately. No matter how much it might be convenient occasionally. And see, that's where through traffic better flows, through that station there. Once you get everything going, it's mostly okay. You've just got to make sure that everything does get going. And make sure that only trains that need to use the crossover actually use the crossover. Anything else should not be using it. There we go. Perfect. Well, not perfect, but good. And it's good that the entry into Scarborough Central is now a lot better than it used to be. Although coal deliveries are still through the roof at the mines. Just absolutely through the roof. Although mainly the York branch, it seems, for one end. And for the other end, it's still going to Scarborough. Again, you guys need to be moving. Because otherwise we're going to have problems. Yep. 4-track main line. I had to build it. There's no way to keep things going. It wasn't there. There just physically wasn't the track space to not have this many trains going. There we go. Sucking out every raw material I can from the Scarborough area. Just it's insane. And we've got the fast trains to Thirsk now. Which is very good. So we've still got steel being produced. Well, oh good lord. Steel from Scarborough. Oh, we need to actually increase the length of that train. I think. Oh god, yeah. Wait, oh wait, it's still using the old... It's still using the old 060s. It's not using the, It's not using modern rolling stock. No wonder it's having problems. I mean, good lord. Yeah, no wonder we're having problems with it. Okay, we got fine, it's all in good. There's the crossover. Unfortunately, one of the main line trains has been blocked, but that's okay. You should all just be, you should all be going to, yeah, you are all going to there. That's fine. Crossover's still busy, but it's not stupidly busy. And it's not causing backups that it's blocking the main line through. Oh, the Cramptons do not like pulling away on their service to London at all. Come on, boys. Give it some welly. There you go. So for now, everything is going as it should be. Not perfect, but definitely not terrible. And once that's all unloaded, we can then clear the platform, load the train up, and get it set back south again, which it needs to absolutely be. Okay, this is all well and good. Let's actually see if we can get forwards in time and get some more rolling stock to keep optimizing the network. Well, luckily the whole, the oil trains are running very well indeed. Fast freight, eat your heart out. You've got to climb up onto the overbridges, which keeps you separate from the main line. It's all a bit bridgy over here. Someone get me a game of bridge. It'll be funny. There's an underside train going underneath. That is fine. And I think we'll have a little bit of ASMR. We'll have a... Well, just for the hell of it, I'll leave you here watching over the junction just for a minute, because it's nice to actually watch the traffic pass through and how busy it can actually be on this line. It is very funny just watching this network all just working together in synergy. Because it all just comes together to form this lovely interconnected mesh of things. Okay, he's waiting. That. Okay, you need to go. You need to go. Get a move on. Get a shift on. Go. Move. There we go, out to the main line, gaining a speed boost by going down the hill. On the day we run away. Oh dear, what a heck of a thing that is. There we go. That's all in good. The freight network's doing okay. Not perfect, but okay. There we go. over the logging camps. Working through. Keeping everything going. Making attacks on the summit. Oh, you don't want to be stuck at the bottom of the hill charging it with a full load on, but, well, sometimes you've got to. No choice. I'm going to take a full load of timber aboard on the train of planks to Grimsby. Keep the sawmills actually supplied, so they keep shipping out timber. Goes out by rail. There we are. And good lord. I think he's... Okay, he has actually left the other end, so you need to go. Almost, there we go. Yeah, you need to go now. Go now. Thought making sure that everything runs mostly as it should. Making sure things aren't waiting unnecessarily. There's a lot of micromanagement today. Is needed. You're the whole train. Oh, no, you need to go. Right now. Yeah, the oil processing plant isn't going as well as it could be. I think, yeah, it just needs more fuel oil. We don't more crude. Well, if it wants more crude it can absolutely have. More crude we can absolutely provide it with. Absolutely. Absolutely. Hang on, if I can actually do this without breaking my own spine, which would be nice to do. I think there's just a gap there to slot in a junction. Well, another junction anyway. Come on, come on, come on. There you go. There we go. And then we can add another pair of oil trains into the mix to ship the oil. Because it's clear that the mill at the dockside is running out of oil. Crude oil. Oil, not coil. As my old granddad still says. There we go. And we'll have a new line. Starting there, running to there. Lovely. And it's only going to need 2 trains. 2 freight 060s. And then as many tanker wagons as you can fit behind the locomotives before you run out of the platform limit. And there we go. And then all we have to do is go here, scroll down, and then go, yes please, I need you to unbunch if it's not too much trouble. And it shouldn't be. No, it is not. Fantastic. And then that's oil going from Selby to Hull, which is another source of income for us. I think it's not exactly like we're short on money, is it? I mean, look at it. I mean, we're just... Cash flow is in 145 million cash flow. You'd have to basically jam up the entire network to send it into a death spiral. And that's not going to happen because there's so many disconnected parts of the network. Like, and operating costs barely make up. That's a HQ. That's not... Why isn't our HQ bigger? Why isn't it bigger? Like, we should have a massive office building by now. Shouldn't we? At least I think so. Go. Well, it's not perfect, but it'll do. Good. Perfect. So you're loading there, and we'll just check where the other version of that train is. Is it, or has it arrived in the north yet? That might be it. No, maybe not. Where is it? Because I don't want to jump the gun if it's not where it's supposed to be. Nope, that's the other one. That's you. Oh, there you are. No, you say you actually are waiting as you should be. That's good. Yeah, the underpass that runs under York does see a fair bit of traffic, it has to be said. Coal trains and other bits and bobs. Through traffic, heavy freight, box van trains. Oh, it all comes through. Okay. So the grain train coming through. Iron ore coming into the steel mill to keep it stocked up, because that's seriously what it needs, is iron ore. It's the one thing it doesn't have in abundance, is iron ore, and we need more of it. We have lorries that supply iron ore from both ends, and also that then change iron ore to go even further, because that also goes to Scarborough Steel Mill via a very long and complicated lorry route, which is very confusing. We don't talk about it. There we go. And they have a tunnel, and they have a bridge, and it's all very nice. Aren't they very lucky people, these lorry drivers? Steel train, which is fine. Then I'm looking, and I'm looking, and I'm looking, and I'm going to myself, okay, alright, here's where we are, what can we do better? He's waiting, as he should be. Line to Hull's busy, but the line to Hull's always bloody busy. It's been bloody busy since it was created. Both drop-offs should take the same platform. Yeah. Because that means that it means pickup is free for only those trains who, you know. Also, whoa! Talk about coming in hot. Jesus, I hope your brakes are good. Then again, having an oil terminal at Hull is kind of fitting. That provides more oil to keep production up. Luckily, we don't seem to be interfering too heavily with the passenger runs, I don't think. Ah, now there's the passenger run. Actually, luckily the other one's still actually behind schedule, so in theory this should all work together quite nicely. And then obviously the mainline train from Scarborough comes in, that gets priority. I really could do with some better express passenger engines, if I'm going to be honest. Just more powerful passenger engines than what we currently have. I have to use freight engines to work my heavy mainline passenger trains, for God's sake. The 042s are technically mixed traffic, but the 060s are not. They are freight engines. But I need them to work the heavy passenger trains. Unfortunately. Well, not unfortunately, but you know what I mean. Oh, that's not good. That's two expresses rammed up behind each other. That's really not good. Okay, it's clear to me that the London to Scarborough expresses are not. They are not workable behind those Cramptons. They're just not. They just don't have the speed and the power to make it work. So we're going to drop back to using covered wagons. We may as well go all the way, since I know these 060s can handle trains like that. We may as well work it all the way with 060s. At least they'll accelerate faster and not keep things waiting so much. At least therein's the hope. There we go. Bring everything together. And shunt it down the main line as fast as we can. Just linking with the various other trains that use the main line. Trains up to Bedford. Bedford to Sheffield services. Which are really, really popular. Like, really quite popular, actually. I'm surprised how popular the Bedford to Sheffield services really are. It's genuinely a little bit surprising. I mean, the London to Sheffield Expresses as well, they're very, very popular. I'm going to have to upgrade the Sheffields to Leeds trains because they're not big enough. It's going to have to be something else that's going to have to be worked by 060s because anything else just isn't powerful enough to keep to time with the trains that we're operating. And we gotta take on the people to make the damn thing work. And make sure they move where they want to go. So, yeah, we need longer trains on that link between Sheffield and, and Leeds. Because, oh dear lord, do people want to go between Sheffield and Leeds? Come on, give me a better passenger engine. Come on, it's 1877. Come on. Give me a better passenger engine. Come on. That's good. That train's on its way in, which helps. Got another Royal train on its way in from the Wakefield Crude Terminal. That's other than there's another one coming in behind it as well, and that's, I presume, that's the other one on its way out. Yeah, what if we were to just reserve the yeah, because every oil train that we actually run does use that curve line. They all do. In one fashion or another. There we go. And then... Perfect. And that should now actually decrease the level of delay to passenger trains going from Hull to Selby. Which is still one of our busiest routes. Even after all this time, it's still one of the busiest passenger routes we operate. Instead of having to wait for that train to cross over, this guy can just fucking book it and get going on his return journey without having to wait for that crossover to be free. Makes perfect sense. Look at that. That's just absolutely peachy. It doesn't get much better than that. I'm getting good at this whole traffic management thing. I really am thinking outside the box solutions here. I don't think anything else should be jammed up now that I think. Oh no, yeah, you are still jammed up. Stop being jammed up. Go. I keep babysitting this main line, honestly. Move your ass. Put that on a t-shirt or a mug. Either or. Put something on a mug and start selling it. One of the two. I know I don't normally preach like this. I normally think people should just do what they want to do. But this particular month, if you, a generous subscriber, are feeling particularly generous and you can spare £1 or £2, just if you'd be kind enough to drop down to the old Fleet of Oceans Patreon, which is linked in the description below, and even if it's just for a single month, just pledge even at the lowest fleet supporter tier. That would really, really help me because things have deteriorated a teeny tiny bit in the last few weeks. So any support that you can give me to keep the old lights on while fleets are looking for that thing, that mythical holy grail known as a job, would be greatly appreciated. It'd be lovely. What's the actual passenger demand? Oh, it's a lot. Okay. Alright. That's fine, I can make that work. Yes, I can wear 4 to just casually clear out that entire stop's worth of passengers. Why do you ask? The steam tram! It's a beautiful thing. And now that we've cleared out that stop, we can actually drop that steam tram number, well, number of wagons down to probably just about, probably just having the 11 capacity tram will be enough. Doesn't need to be more than that. Actually, no, we might need the two coach tram. Yeah, the 22. Yeah, let's just play it safe. But yeah, we now have steam trams. And they are fairly capable vehicles. In fact, by actually putting them on, that's definitely going to increase throughput, I think, on the transfer of people who want to go from ferry to train, either ends of the ferry line. Because it makes the transfer even faster than it already was. You're ready to go, just go. Yeah, so... Yeah, because that also means that the main route through Grimsby, which is the trams, is even faster to do now. Which is very nice indeed. Again, it makes accessing Grimsby faster than it already was to do. Steam trams! Lovely stuff. Let's have a look at London. How is London doing? London is doing mostly fine. However... You know what I think? I think there needs to be a direct thing from the back of the city to the front. That's what I think. That's what I think, he says. And you know what? I highly agree with that. So here is what we're gonna do. So we're gonna go and we're gonna grab this and we're gonna say, okay, so... we don't need electric tram wires yet because it's not a thing we can have. And then we're going to build a series of subway stations. Try and pick the places where it's not going to be as disruptive. So one there. Yes, I am basically building a subway through London. Yes, I am basically building a tram underground. And then having the final station over here. And then we have our tram track. So then it going up. Yes, I want my tram track, pretty please, thank you. So it starts here, then it dives. Then it dives down into the tunnel to reach the first subway station. Then it goes through to the next subway station. Then it goes through to the next subway station. And then it comes through here to this station, but we need it to be slightly deeper. There we go. Lovely jubbly. And that is that. And it doesn't get much better. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the first operational subway system anywhere in the world here in London. That's 8 subway trains that we're going to run on that subway. There we go. And this one actually will have a timetable for the first time, because it's actually important that the trams don't actually catch up with each other too much. But yeah, so the basic premise here is that this tram subway will take some of the pressure, hopefully, off of the buses and provide a very fast route through. For, you know, our people to get back and forth across London. There's also scope for other lines as well. Oh yeah, like this is only the beginning. Like, for example, the scope for a elevator would cause way too much trouble. Like, we can have another subway station there that links into that one. Then one there. And then your final stop is up here at normal road level. And again, same thing. So you go to get to the first subway. And unfortunately, you do have to accept some level of drop because that's the way it works. Then we tie in to the main tram subway there, which is what you do, because that provides an interchange with the other one. Then you come through there to link into the other tram subway station there, and then you come up. Ideally, you come up somewhere there in eastern London, and then you make sure that you have a proper level crossing so that we don't get anyone being silly and thinking that yeah, I know you do not have a street connection. Do not worry. There will be a street connection provided for you. What that basically does is it makes sure that road vehicles can't access the tram subway, which I have no intention of allowing them to do. So, again, what we're going to do is we're going to go through here. So, Upper London, through Lower London, through London Sidings, over to London Tram Bus Station, then back across the network again. 8 trams. Well, correction, 8 subway trains, I should say. To work this lovely new section of the London Underground, which I have built. I admit it's very much more like a... It's a ride, actually. So there we go, coming down underground. Lovely. There's Top Hat. There's Tram Top Hat Terry. Look at him, absolute legend that he is. Have they actually modelled the tram's wheels? Okay, they have, but not modelled its running gear. Ah well, never mind. You can't have them. You can't have everything. Because here we are, in the subways under London. First tram station. Ah yes, there are definitely people waiting for the new underground. Ignore the slight glitches. That's because of the way the game models underground stations. It's still not. Obviously, they've implemented it a lot better in the new Transport Fever 3, but right now this is what we've got. There we go, and we're away. Don't mind the smoke and the soot. It's fine. Just hold your hold your breath. And this is the big interchange station, or it will be the big interchange station. Lower London. This is where the two different cross-London undergrounds actually meet. Some people get off, some people get on, and it's all interlinked with the main bus service as well. And there's the first tram for the new line coming in behind us. And then we go this way. I think there's one more underground station, and then it's overground again. Lovely. Perfection. Like, oh yeah, like we can suck up a lot of people into these stations, like seriously. Basically all just about providing more service to London. Basically. And feeding yet more people into the train station. We want more underpasses so that people getting off the tram can actually get to their train quicker. That is really kind of important for making connections. You have to think about foot speed as well and how people are going to get to the tram. If you provide them a connection there, they're going to be able to get to the tram quite easy. Oh my lord, there are really a lot of people who are coming to the tram now that it's actually established. Oh yeah. Like, good lord, that is a lot of people. Like, yeah, that is actually a lot of people. But yeah. So I am very pleased with that. And there's the other end of the tram route. There we go. Lovely. Yeah, I bet you Lower London is a very busy stop, I bet. Very busy indeed. You come through this like sharp curve after leaving the station. And you have to hook round. Hope you don't meet another train coming, another one coming through. And then Lower London, where the trams meet. Can I expand Lower London to give it? I don't think it'll let me do that. I'll have a look. What does that actually mean? Yeah, that wouldn't work. That wouldn't work either. That wouldn't work. Yeah, we'll have to stick with what we've got. Well, we're kind of stuck with it. We're kind of stuck with it. You can't really... Can't really do much more than what we've got. We didn't quite build it cut and cover, but it was a pretty damn close near thing. I don't think any of our other cities are big enough to really warrant a subway. Not really. Everywhere else is mostly okay. Doncaster's fine. Selby's mostly fine. Leeds has trams, so I'm not too fussed about that. Harrogate's fine. York. Ooh, hello, York. You are... Methinks a new... Excuse me. Methinks a new tram route through York is required. One that avoids all the congestion that we currently have in York. So start here, go through here, along here, round here. Yeah, actually, go out and hit the suburbs, so you have a little tram stop there. And then you go out and then in through there like that. It's a bit of a weird hodgepodge of a route, but it should work. It is a bit of a weird podge of a route, but it's supposed to be a bit of a weird hodgepodge of a route. It's supposed to be this kind of weird out and back thing to kind of try and provide a new tram service to offset some of the problems that we've been having with there we go, and then through there, through there, through there, through there. 16 trams. That sounds like a reasonable number, I definitely think. 16 trams. Totally reasonable to put onto the streets of York. Absolutely. How could anybody think otherwise? Unleash the trams. Even down the narrow York streets, they're still 1 mile an hour faster than the fastest buses. There we go. Things are going to get a bit busy, but it should be fine, I'm sure. Harrogate, how are you? You could do with a new... Yeah, given the way you're... Yeah, you were not set up for that. Yes, I'm gonna give you a new outer circular. That's what I'm gonna do. Give you a brand... Because you're in a city served pretty well. You need an outer circular. That's what you've not got. Oh, don't forget that. Can't afford any gaps, otherwise the trams won't work. Okay, so start there. Have another tram stop facing the other way, so that we've got 2. There we go. And then we have a tram stop there. A tram stop there. Do you mind? Come on. Come on. Thank you. A tram stop there. A tram stop there. Make that one double-ended. A tram stop there. A tram stop there. A tram stop there. And those are already double-ended, so that is fine. Let's start with the one that serves the way that isn't currently being served by anything. Let's start with this tram line. So that's round and round and round and round and round. And round we go. That's 11 trams on that, which I am more than happy to provide. Basically, for things that are like circular and out and backs, you basically do want trams. They are just that good. Very good at it, in fact. And then go the other way. So, bosh, bish, bish, bosh, bosh, bish, 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 bosh. So 11 trams going the other way. And that provides a lovely circular. You don't always get the chance to have that sort of circular out and back, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. So there we go. That's Harrogate with its out and back done. Leeds is mostly covered. Huddersfield's inner routes are covered. Again, Huddersfield. Yeah, Huddersfield could absolutely benefit from a new outer circular. Absolutely. Like, absolutely could Huddersfield benefit from one of those. To serve the new outskirts that it has for itself. So let's get that squared away and built, shall we? So have a new large tram stop that links in with the buses there. Then one at the top of the hill. A tram stop there. A tram stop there. One there. One there. One right before the reserved trackage section. One right after the reserved trackage section. One there. One there to allow for future growth. And one right there. So there you go. So round, 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 round. Wow, 11 again. 11 seems to be the magic number for circular tram routes. Whom would have thought? Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with having 11 trams available. Nothing wrong with that at all. And then the same thing, but going to the way. So round, 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 and round. And then... there we go. Lovely jubbly. Fantastic. And so that's Huddersfield redone. That's fine. Leeds is mostly fine. Wakefield is mostly fine. Selby's... yeah, I think Selby needs a different route to what it currently has. So I'm going to replace the small bus stop with a big one. And then we're going to have a out and back tram line. So it's going to run like here to here. Then it's going to run up this road like that. Link in there with that. Link in there with that. And then its terminus is going to be up here. And then it's going to run back. Because that then serves that part of Selby that isn't served by buses that well. There we go. It literally just runs out and back, and that's your lot. Again, this is the best use for trams. Buses are much better for these sort of wavy, all over the place bus lines that... go. There. 10 trams. Well, I can do 10. I can do 10 trams. I can do 10 trams for you. Yes, I absolutely can. There we go. Lovely. Perfect. That just doesn't get much better. So, in terms of... so, Harrogate has its trams. Huddersfield has its trams. York has its new trams that serve the eastern part of the city. Yeah, Thirsk is in need of a new circular. That is fine, though. We can provide that. No problems at all. It's all about connections. The easier you can make it to get around a city, the faster people can make connections to trains, to make connections to other places. So this is really a serious business here that I'm engaging in, to really try and make it so that it's convenient to get around these cities. And also, allow for future growth as well. Put tram stops even in places where you're not expecting to get many passengers. Like, allow for this future growth so your tram line's got it built in. Because then you're sorted. Like, you know, you're sorted. You've done it. You've already planned, basically. That would do it. Yeah, tram trains aren't in the game just yet. They will be in the next game. They're not in the current game. Again, 10 or 11 seems to be the magic number, which, you know, I'm fine with. 10 stops is a nice number. And it is a nice number. You know where you stand with number 10. Number 10 is a good number. There we go. Perfect. There we go. And then do that. Perfection. I could really do with some more powerful bits and bobs as well in terms of, you know... Northallerton is mostly okay, I think. Doesn't need much in the way of dealing with... I think, he says. Not very nice. Even with the radiator flat, that it can't make headway. Yeah, I think Northallerton's alright. If I'm honest, I don't think we need to work on Northallerton. Darlington, I think's okay. We're alright there. I would normally, we've gone past an hour, and I would normally end it here. But I do want to see what 1878 brings us in terms of new motive power. So I can focus myself for Saturday. Let's see, how are the trams doing? Which of these is actually good and which of these is not? Okay, so the London Underground is not It's not doing as hot as I would like. I had hoped it would be more profitable, but... well... never mind. Never mind. Come on, get me to December. So I can see what the new stock will be. I'm not overly unhappy with the way things currently are, if I'm honest. It's quite funny, since those trains can actually carry oil. That's devious. But it would be exceptionally funny. Let's do it. That would be funny. Let's do it. What I'm thinking is, if we ship oil into London Exchange, it can go north by rail and be taken on by other trains to be shipped to other places. It's perfect. It's stupidly funny, but it's stupidly perfect. It's all about making use of the network you've got, tying it in so that... no, I didn't. Thank you. I'm thinking 40. 40 lorries, more than sufficient. And yeah, that actually is going to ship oil. That's perfect. Which makes this now a dual end run with stuff going both directions. Which is exactly what it should be. Oh, no, keep it 3-speed because I can't. There we go. Off you go to Newark and York. Fills up with fuel oil, which is good. Steel train is out and gone, which is good. And the steel and plastics being provided are more than enough for us to actually keep things going. Profits are, well, through the roof. Cash flow is ludicrous. Like, we are just absolutely running away with the game, which I'm very happy with. And I found roles for various different speeds of engine on the network. There's places for everyone. We're doing very well, actually. Not perfect, mind you. There are some problems, it has to be said. But... well, it has to be said if I can actually not break myself without, you know... well, what if... what if... ooh, what if? I think I've just seen the opportunity to remove the last bottleneck to north-south express workings on the entire north-south run. To completely... grade separation isn't the right word, but to completely bypass the horrible sections before Grantham. in essence. At least that's my thinking. There we go. I've got started now. I can't not keep going. And then what we'll do is we'll go through to tie on here. Drop it into a tunnel so that we can do that. There we go. Oh! And that could tunnel under there like that. Because of the raised embankment that the railway's built on. That's clever, Mr. Moss. That's very, very clever indeed. Aren't we very clever? Yes. Yes, we very much are. Let me just... Yeah, get over that level crossing. Then dive under the main line. There you are. And then you do a nice big wide hook to filter in. And there, just like that. Beautiful. Now we don't need... Now we don't need those sections anymore. Because they don't do anything. Except... be unnecessary track I don't need to keep. There we go. I will let the... I'll let that last train, that last express that's coming through actually access that bit of track. And then I will cut the cord. Go on through your quick as you like. Quickly, quickly, quickly. Okay, new side wheeler steam engine. Okay, that's pretty good. It's not great, but it's not terrible either. Yeah, so once he's over that, we then cut the... There we go. And just like that, the express line is now completely separate. The last bottleneck that I had to do has been done. Let's have a look at this new tank engine then. Okay, well, good tractive effort, good speed. I think that's our new passenger engine, isn't it? It's got to be. But that is something for Saturday. And we'll finish the 1870s and get the 1880s ready to rock and roll. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. Take care. If you can help me, please, please, please do so. Patreon is linked in the video description, as always. Even if it's just for a month, just a little bit of help goes a long, long way. Thank you. Take care, and I'll catch you all next time. Bye-bye.